Stewart. I'm a senior writer at Decrypt, covering games, NFTs, and the metaverse. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Our panel is Welcome to the Metaverse. I have three panelists from across the crypto industry with me today. Travis Wu, CEO at High Street, Aaron Ko, Head of Marketing at Clayton, and Teef, Senior Brand Ambassador at Solar. We're going to talk about the metaverse. It's coming. When? What are the big opportunities and challenges? We're going to discuss all that today. Can you guys tell me a bit about yourselves? Introduce yourselves. Travis?
Yeah, Travis here from High Street. We're a commerce-centered metaverse. So we digitalize real products from real brands into our MMORPG game, where a sweater might become an armor, a tennis racket might be a weapon. So a lot of fun there. We kind of work with all these different brands to kind of build out the metaverse itself, and we bake their brand's identity into our lore. So we're very curated, very different from the kind of user-centric or creator economy that you see out there. A little bit more curated, a little bit more geared towards older people who are interested in brands. So that's about us.
Aaron?
Hey, hi guys. So I'm the head of marketing of Clayton. We are a layer one from South Korea. So we are a fork of Ethereum, so EVM compatible. And being the leading blockchain from South Korea, I think we managed to work with most of the leading AAA game companies from WeMate, Netmarble, and NeoWiz. And our vision of the metaverse is really about storytelling, bringing all these AAA game companies with their brands, with their IP, and to be able to engage the gamers. So I think, as we all know, play to earn might be sort of like a thing in the past, but I think moving forward is all about building the community. And the way we see things is really play and earn. And that is our vision for the metaverse, to be able to create a community for everyone.
And Teef?
Hi, I'm Teef. I'm the Senior Brand Ambassador at Solar Network. Solar Network is a layer one decentralized, community-driven and community-based blockchain powered by the token SXP. Solar operates using a delegated proof of stake model. There are 53 delegates that help maintain and secure the blockchain and the network. We are really doing a lot of stuff right now. We are building and we are taking advantage of this time. We just launched a open public beta for District 53, which is our solar metaverse. And it's a Minecraft-based metaverse where players can come in to the permissionless, borderless digital ecosystem and play to earn. The environment is amazing, and I just encourage everyone to check it out.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone, for joining. So, the metaverse is still this nebulous term. For most people in the crypto space, it means blockchain-backed worlds and platforms with interoperable NFT assets. For Facebook and other tech giants, it might mean more of a walled garden, a closed-off space. And in some cases, when game companies announce metaverse moves, it seems like they might just mean AR and VR. So my question for each of you then is, how do you personally define the metaverse? And whoever wants to jump in, get started.
I guess I'll just go ahead.
So sorry, there's a little bit of a lag. So go ahead, please.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, for me, we are still defining the metaverse and we're trying to figure out what it is. But at a high level, it's definitely something that's borderless. It's permissionless. It's a digital ecosystem where people can interact and conduct commerce, where people can build and advertise their services and create businesses. It's a truly democratic governance system that allows participants to develop standards of conduct and ensure fair and equitable rules for engagement. And specific to District 53, we're really building for, the PvE, PvP, and P2E environment. So players can come and earn. And I think there's a big opportunity for that. And one of the anecdotal pieces of information I'll just add quickly is Axiom Infinity. When they launched their metaverse, there were players in multiple countries earning more in their metaverse than they were the average income in their home country. So I think it's definitely a way to just build commerce and interact and network.
Yeah, I think that's a really good one. So I think the way I like to distinguish this. And a lot of people use metaverse interchangeably with anything that's connected to the internet, and I think that's a little bit stupid. It kind of makes it harder to peel away all those layers before you find out exactly what these people are doing. So for me, like, it's a clear distinction between what a game and a metaverse is. I think, like, while a game is the brainchild of the creator, and it's the ultimate form of immersive storytelling, at the end of the day, it's an art, right? It's a masterpiece of self-expression from the creator standpoint. While a metaverse, I think it's kind of more similar in technical composition. It's built like a game, but it's created by the collective mind of its users, so it shapes itself as society did, and will continue to evolve along with its inhabitants over time. While a game might have an ending, a metaverse is supposed to be perpetual and sustaining.
Yeah, I definitely agree with both Tiff and also Travis. I think the metaverse has a lot of definition in that sense, and the way we see the metaverse at Clayton is more like a wrapper. So within the metaverse, there are your different verticals: the fan economy, the creators economy, NFTs, digital IDs, and we see it as an interoperable universe. So it's not as if like one chain will rule them all, but it's more like how all the blockchains will be able to come together to create that interoperability for consumers, for users to have that liquidity and accessibility. So I think going back to sort of like why even Vitalik, he started off building Ethereum. So I remember this story of the reason why he started building Ethereum was because he was playing Warcraft, and one day suddenly they actually nerfed his character, his weapon, and he was so upset, and he decided to build something whereby it is owned by the user. And that is exactly the environment that we see this metaverse, whereby everyone is able to participate. Be it if a creator, you can design skins for the gamers. And if you are a gamer, after playing enough of the game, you can actually have a liquidity exit out of the game and pass it on to someone else. So that is our vision of the metaverse.
So now we have a sense of what everybody thinks the metaverse is, but what are the biggest opportunities that you see in the space? What gets you most excited?
For us, I'll just start. I mean, for us, it's obviously going to be the commerce aspect of things. We're spending a lot of times with brands. These are all household names that are trying to jump into the space, and a lot of them have been stale for a while. You know them, but not exactly excited about them. The metaverse gives them new life, right? You can tell a little bit of their brand story. Some of them are have been around, invented a lot of things that we use and take for granted, but you don't really know about it. How do we turn their story into something that's part of the metaverse lore? We're an MMORPG game, so we like to bake in a lot of these brands, as kind of like the foundational piece of our story, and that's something that I'm excited about. Really, just a new form of commerce that it's a lot more immersive and less intrusive and invasive than advertisement.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Travis on that point. So talking about metaverse, it really reminds me of Travis Scott and his concert on Fortnite, that metaverse concert. And that was such a overwhelming, mind-blowing experience for me. So case in point, during that 10-minute concert, he actually earned 20 million in merchandise sales due to skins, etc., etc. Considering the fact that for each physical concert he organizes, he performs at 2 hours and 1.5 million per concert, what he did within that 10 minutes was more than 1 year's worth of concert revenue. And I think that is the ecosystem and the universe that we hope to be able to build and bring to the masses.
Wow. Yeah, that's really good. I think you guys both hit the head on the nail on so many good points. I'm excited about District 53, which is the solar metaverse, because it's going to be truly a fully immersive experience. And we're building right now, and we're hoping that before the end of the year we'll launch. And so leading up into this launch, we've outlined a few key core insights that I can share with you about our metaverse. One, the District 53 metaverse is going to be a fork of Minecraft. So this is a modified version of Minecraft. And the reason that we went with that is because Minecraft is a very sticky game. It's been around since 2009, and the monthly active user base continues to increase. So I think last year, the CEO of Microsoft announced in the earnings report that they had 140 million monthly active users in Minecraft. And so if you think about populations and just the exponential growth of populations, our children and their children and even us, right? We're more interested in this fully immersive experience where we can take ownership of things, where we can build our own businesses globally without borders, where it's frictionless, and we're crypto natives. So this is just an opportunity that's going to continue to expand and get bigger for us. And we feel like the Minecraft-based metaverse is going to work really well based on the stickiness of that game. And also the frictionlessness that users can bring into the environment, where if you're a Minecraft gamer, you're going to be very familiar with the concepts, how to build, how to create, what the buttons are, what the game experience is. So it's going to be pretty easy to be able to transition into our metaverse.
And so on the other end, what are some of the biggest challenges that you guys see towards bringing the metaverse to life at scale? Is it technology? Is it accessibility? Are there other factors that people need to be considering?
Well, I think at this point now, maybe the way we see it, it will be a few factors. First of all, would be the infrastructure. It is not exactly optimized at the moment to be able to support the vision of metaverse that we all envision it to see. Second, I think would be in terms of the accessibility. So imagine you are taking a plane. Does it really matter if you are taking an Airbus or a Boeing engine? All I want to do is just get from point A to point B, and that is the user journey. To be able to onboard the masses, to be able to have everyone interconnected within the metaverse, I think that will be a huge pain point at this moment, the accessibility. And I think last of all would be really about just having everyone come together and onboarding the Web 2 to Web 3. So I think one of the issues that we have seen in the past few weeks is really about risk management, and which would be the proper blockchain of choice to build on. So I think there has been quite a bit of waves over the past few weeks, but I think at the moment, this is sort of like to the winter, and that's where we will start building. And I think through this entire period, be it from High Street or be it even from Solar and I think Clayton, what we hope is all projects will be able to ride through it and emerge stronger, and to be able to build stronger use cases for the people.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I would also say that part of the challenge is the user experience. You know, we're all here and we're familiar with the metaverse and we're technically savvy, but a lot of people have a challenge overcoming some of the barriers associated with digital wallets, blockchain, some of those other technical things. But at Solar, what we're doing is we're trying to keep everything in the ecosystem, so to say, on the blockchain. So with the Solar desktop wallet, when you create your own wallet, that's the same wallet that you will use to make purchases inside the metaverse. So if you purchase an NFT land plot, that purchase is going to be directly tied to your Solar desktop wallet. So we try to make it easy for consumers to transact. But I do think that will be one of the challenges, given the fact that there are so many different cryptocurrencies, and interoperability is a very high priority, like Aaron was discussing earlier.
Yeah, I think that's something that I can add to as well. There's a lot of challenges that the metaverse faces. Interoperability is hard because as we get into games that are a little bit more robust, or builds that are a little bit more complicated, when game engines are being used, the underlying technology itself is going to dictate kind of how things are going to go. If you are built on a real engine and you want to make your game interoperable to someone who's built on Unity, there's some real problems that's going to arise from that point. And we're not even just talking about platform dependencies yet, right? If someone built their game for browsers and it's a WebGL build, and you're building a mobile game, or someone's building in virtual reality like we are, how are you going to make that work, right? And then there's also compatibilities with dependencies, right? From a technical standpoint, like we're building a game that's accessible both on browser and virtual reality. And you have no idea how difficult that is, right? Just a voice system, right? A lot of people use a certain type of standard in gaming, in virtual reality gaming or PC gaming. That doesn't work for browser, right? You can switch to something like Agora, and all of a sudden, if your tech stack is built on Next.js, Agora is not going to work, right? The same kind of mobile system that powers your chat rooms, your kind of like, I guess like, well, I can't remember what that popular chat app was called before, but all the different things that people take for granted as something that's just always there. It doesn't work if your tech stack just doesn't work in sync with it. So there's many problems behind the hood that people take for granted, and developers are actively trying to solve. So I think these are going to be something that we're going to see a lot of, and people expect things to just work. Oh yeah, they use a voice system, they use multiplayer. Oh, it's all the same. It's not. It really isn't.
And so how can metaverse builders best communicate the benefits of the metaverse to prospective users? I mean, we hear concerns about scams, about the environment, about accessibility, and all of those are valid to some extent. But how do metaverse builders overcome that pushback and really convince people that this is something that is worthwhile and that's going to stick around?
Go ahead.
Sorry, no. Please do. Yeah.
Oh, sure. I was just going to say, I think when it comes to finding value, people are starting to open up their eyes and realize that inflation is a problem, money printing is a problem. The big question is, what is money? And I think we're in this fourth turning where cryptocurrencies are becoming real money. And so part of the key in offering value to the metaverse is having some sort of sound monetary or deflationary aspects and elements to your metaverse, just to make sure that if there is a token that is central to your metaverse, that it maintains its value. And so with Solar and with District 53, one of the things that we're going to implement is we're calling it a sunburn. So if you, let's say, purchase a plot of land, 90% of that purchase will be burned. So if it costs, 100 SXP for that plot of land, 90 SXP is going to be burned. I think that's a key deflationary part of our environment that's going to help add value to SXP holders. But on top of that, it's just creating an ecosystem where people are incentivized to conduct commerce and to interact and to market their businesses. So like, one way to do that is if you're an expert Minecraft builder, right? You're a great architect. There are going to be players that come into our metaverse and purchase big plots of land, or multiple plots of land, I should say, and they're not going to have any experience building in Minecraft. So they're going to need your services to construct a fantastic castle or a new house, or maybe a theme park, or who knows, maybe they want to create a beauty parlor and they need your help to operate that beauty parlor because you have experience creating skins or doing makeup or hair. Or maybe you're a tattoo artist and you want to give your avatars tattoos in the metaverse. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So having people with a store of value that can maintain its value, that is used in the environment, in the metaverse, is a very circular way to increase the value for our users.
From my perspective, I really don't think. I mean, the question was why how do we convince people about the metaverse? I really don't think we need to. I mean, there's going to be early adopters, then there's going to be the people who follow. There's going to be criticism. I think it's great to have different perspectives on things. I think like the things kind of speak for itself, right? Kids are on Roblox all day, every day, and parents don't get it. Understandable. And adults don't get it. Also understandable. And adults will die, children will grow up, they will have purchasing power. So we wait, right, as we develop. And people who are latecomers, it's kind of similar to Facebook, right? As you see social media grew up in the hands of college kids who then become parents, and then they get their parents on it. It's really something that doesn't need to be convincing, it just needs to happen. The environmental concerns, I think it's kind of funny, to be honest. I mean, we can always say, yeah, ETH is moving towards proof of stake. There's going to be a major, cut back in terms of the environmental damage caused by mining. There's a lot of butthurt people who can't buy GPUs. I totally understand that as well. And that's going to change as soon as, we start moving towards more sustainable systems. But I think like it is completely overblown, to be honest. Like, let's go calculate how much energy is, being used to actually mint NFTs, or how much energy is being used to maintain a blockchain. Like, compare that to how much energy is being used to defend the fiat currency globally. Think about the effort you spend on military. Think about the effort you spend on all sorts of industries and lobbying and stuff like that to maintain, the currency. I mean, look, it's not a comparison. I really don't think that should be an argument anymore. It's just there for people who want a cop-out strategy, and it's kind of dumb, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely agree with Travis and Keith. I think part of it, we need to recognize that the metaverse is not for everyone. And similarly, it's like there's only one pretty girl in the room, but not everyone can get her. Similar to the metaverse, I think not everyone will be able to understand it or want to participate in it. But so for us, what we are trying to do is that those who want to participate in it, to at least build the accessibility, build the toolings, build the infrastructure, and build the ecosystem to allow people to come together within the metaverse itself. Where exactly and at what point will we be able to reach? I think that will be an open-ended question. But I think having all of us here is proof that there is substantial interest within the metaverse, and there are developers that are willing to put in effort. They are purpose-driven to really build something that will have a legacy. And ultimately, I think for us at Clayton, and even me personally, I see the metaverse or even Web3 really is to open up opportunities for everyone to either participate in the creators economy, make a living, or just enjoy it just for the sake of enjoying it in the digital realm.
So over the past several months, we saw metaverse hype hit this huge peak with the Facebook presentation and their announcement, their name change. And then it feels like some of that excitement leveled off a little bit or maybe sank a bit. Are you concerned at all that momentum around the metaverse is fading, or is this just a natural part of a long-term building process?
I think for me personally, the way I see things is that the rabbit wins the perception, but the tortoise is the one that wins the race. And it will be a long building phase. And when exactly will we get that? I think it will also be part of mass adoption and institution adoption. So for us at Clayton, what we are doing is really working with all the large conglomerates from the Web2 space, your AAA game companies, even in discussions now with some of the largest brands in the world. So some of the deals that we have signed on, like One Entertainment from Thailand, they are the Hollywood of Thailand. All their brands, their celebrities are actually beginning to come on board to create a fan economy for their metaverse itself. Within Japan, we have signed a deal with GMO, the internet giant in Japan, and that is also to really create the interoperability between Korea, Japan, and the whole of Asia. So I think in that sense, when exactly will we get there, or are we getting there? I think there will be a numerous number of factors that will impact it, and definitely regulation will definitely come into place. Whether would it be enact as a law per se, or would it be just parameters placed? I think all of us would need some directions and some form of guidance to be able to allow it to flourish and grow. So that is the way personally I see things.
Yeah, I mean, market down for everything. So sad. And, generally speaking, when we look at this stuff, it's kind of like, does the market really dictate momentum? Maybe, maybe not, right? If you look at DeFi, when the market crashed in 2018, all the building started, which gave rise to the possibility of DeFi summer in 2020. I think we're going to see something similar with the metaverse. Like, the metaverse was technically triggered because it was a natural progression of things, right? People built wealth during DeFi, then they spent it on NFTs because you need somewhere to spend it, and then NFTs need somewhere to go and be displayed and be used. So the metaverse came to be, and then obviously with Facebook's injection of, their little misdirection magic trick rebranding to Meta. It was fueled by all that momentum, and it has to eventually dissipate somewhere, right? And it did, and now I think it's the perfect opportunity for all of us to buckle down and build. I actually quite enjoy this because there's no distractions and I'm not forced to do all sorts of PR engagements all day every day. It's kind of nice, and we have a lot of updates coming up, lots of pushes, and we can finally do some refactoring that we need to do for a long time since technical debt has been piling up. And I think overall when you really sit down and look at the overall industry, the brands are still moving in, right? The blue chip tech companies are still advancing, right? Look at Microsoft, look at all these guys we're buying stuff and consolidating, the ecosystem to be more clean and more, direct. So yeah, let's give it 2 years and see where we're at. And I think that's when you can actually lay the judgment on this space.
Yeah, I just would say that Travis and Aaron made some very good points there, and I agree with all those things. The on top of that, we're seeing institutions come in. So Grayscale Trust just they announced last year that they have a metaverse fund. I think they're projecting in the next 10 years that the metaverse market size is going to be somewhere between 10 trillion and 30 trillion, which is quite a wide range, but I mean, that's big. That just screams growth. And certainly things were priced pretty high last year. I think Sandbox had the most expensive NFT land sale at $4.3 million, which happened in December of 21. So that's, that though is evidence that this space is real and it's here to stay. And with regard to the downturn, it is a time to build. It is unfortunate when, people lose money, but I think it's also a lesson, right? There's no losses, just lessons. And so it's important to realize that dollar cost averaging into projects that you believe in and not just, going YOLO crazy and putting all your investment and retirement money into something is important. But with that, the most important thing about the crypto NFT metaverse space, in my view, is that there is no moral hazard. There's no central bank coming in to prop up this industry. It's a true market, right? And right now, I think people are in need of a true market. We want some reality in our life when it comes to the economy and finances. So I like the fact that we're not propped up by a central bank. This industry is new and it requires builders to get us out of the bear market. And then that's exactly what's going to happen. Building is going to get us out of this bear market.
All right. Well, it looks like we are about to wrap up. I just wanted to thank Travis, Aaron, and T for joining me today. We had a great chat about the metaverse, the opportunities and the challenges within. Thanks everyone for watching today, and hope you learned something. Thanks all.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.